Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Roy and this is the Take It to the Max show, where we bring you closer to creatives who are taking their arts to the max. Before I introduce to you my very first guest for the year 2020, I'd like to wish you all a happy new year. Happy 2020. Welcome to a new decade. What are your new year resolutions? I'm curious, I want to know. You can drop them in the comments down below, and you can also let us know your 2020 expectations from Take It to the Max. Just leave it in the comment down below. If you're not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click on the red subscribe button, turn on the notifications so anytime I post a new video, you get notified. If you're already a subscriber, I'm sure you've realized by now that there's been a new addition to our playlist, which is the TITTM vlog, which I'm personally excited about because it gives me the chance to take things to the max and share videos with you all, get your opinions on it and your critiques as well. So if you were in Ghana last December, your December was not dirty enough if you were not at the Afro Nation Festival. And if you were at the Afro Nation Festival, I just want you to close your eyes. Imagine all of the amazing things that took place at the Laboma beach. But imagine all of those things without dance. I bet the food don't taste good, does it? So I felt like during the Afro Nation Festival, I felt like dance was a very, very important element, connecting most Ghanaians to a lot of the African acts which we knew nothing about. Because I was hearing the African sound, you could tell that, oh, this is some cool vibe, but then you couldn't relate to the song till the dancers go on stage. At least that's my opinion. Well, I have with me here for my very first guest for the year 2020, the official choreographer for Afro Nation Ghana, Izzy Odigie. Izzy, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, like, I've been following Izzy from, I think, Eggplants. That was the very first, yeah.
Wow.
There was just something about the video that got me. So I've been following your journey till now, and when I realized that you were the choreographer for Afro Nation Ghana, I was like, perfect. This is a perfect time to have you on the show, because I've had dancers on the show, and I know how, you know, the vibe goes and everything, and I just wanted to feel your perspective. You were Nigerian and had to nurture your talent in America, right? So I just want to know your perspective, other than most of the dancers I've had who have been here and had to nurture their talent here, and it's more difficult. So I'm really glad to have you on the show, and I hope you're ready to share your experience with it.
I am. Let's go.
Okay, so how was it working on Afro Nation, on being the official choreographer for Afro Nation?
So I got the opportunity at the beginning of the year.
How did you hold that back?
No, because I'm someone, like, I don't really share like a lot of information, even with my family. Like, there are a lot of things that my mom found out at work, you know, through our co-workers. So I like to keep a lot of things in, and then when it comes out, then like people are like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I found out at the beginning of the year that they offered me the opportunity to choreograph, and the whole time I'm thinking like, wow, this is not like one artist, this is like a whole festival. This is not just one concert, this is 4 days. And then also, you know, I'm not from Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that Afro Nation is a Ghanaian festival, but then again, it's taking place in Ghana, and then, you know, I'm a Nigerian coming into Ghana. So I was just like, you know, the best way that has always worked for me is to collaborate. And, you know, I've been huge fans of Zigi, Incredible Zigi, and Dancegodlloyd for a very long time. We're all, like, obviously in the same generation. So it was just like, okay, if I'm coming to Ghana, it makes sense to work with them. I'm someone who likes to share. Like, I'm someone who understands that it takes a village to raise a child or to create an idea. So everything was easy. Reached out to them. I was like, yo, Afro Nation, what's good? What's your schedule like? And, you know, lovely men. And they were on board, and I was just like, okay, let's just push it to the max, get the best of the best dancers in Ghana and Nigeria, because we had some dancers come from Nigeria also to represent on the stage. Okay,
I'm very glad you decided to pick people from Ghana, because usually others who see it as an opportunity to promote the people from their home country, but then you were generous enough to, you know, outsource this task to other Ghanaians to partner with you to make it happen.
I wouldn't say generous, I would say smart enough, not generous.
So it was like a 50-50 thing.
Of course.
Energy was coming.
Of course.
So how was it working with them?
Amazing, amazing, because it's like, I get to also experience their country through their eyes, and, you know, with my company Tribe, so we're trying to create a network of dancers like all over the world. So if, for example, from Afro Nation, I was able to meet like dancers like Sinclair, who's like a crumper, or like Illy Boy, who's a break dancer, or Patty, who's from Benin, and she's like a coupe de Calais dancer. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to have these different experiences with these different dancers. So if in the future, let's say an artist is like Izzy, I'm in Ghana, or Izzy, I'm in Benin, or Izzy, I'm in Nigeria, I need dancers who can do this specific style. I know exactly where to find them. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's going to be quality work because these are the best of the best.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Amazing. What role, as I said before, dance for me, I was like really close to the stage, so I got to experience the moves. Like I felt the energy from the dances, and it was able to help me connect with the various artists I knew nothing about. But in your opinion, though, how did dance? What effects does dance have on the whole festival?
Well, I think that especially the last day when the dancers came on stage and freestyled, I think that dance was the highlight of the festival. Not to throw shade at the artists, but you know, and you know, there's no dance without music. There's no music without dance. I think it's in sync, like since the beginning of time. So I feel like the organizers, Live Nation, Schmade, and Obi, like they know the importance of dance and music. And a festival with just music and you're just watching the artist like sing. Okay, you bring a band, you sing. You need like a visual to it as well. You need to be able to, because there are people who like want to zanku, but when they see it on stage too, it's like they're just standing there watching the artist. They want to dance, but they don't feel like, oh, I can. So you see a dancer up there doing this, it's like, hey, you know. So it's like I feel like it connects everything: the music, the dance, the environment, the people's willingness to be open to different sounds. Because Afro Nation wasn't just Nigeria or Ghana. Like they had artists from Tanzania, they had artists from South Africa, from Congo. So you know, I think dance was an extremely important factor in the festival. That's why they had us
included. So I already asked you if this is your first time in Ghana. For purpose of our viewers, is this your first time in Ghana?
Yes, this is my first time.
And have you enjoyed your stay here?
Yes, it's been amazing.
What would you say is the best thing about Ghana as
far as
you've seen?
Yeah, it's very calm, I would say. And I don't want to compare it to Nigeria, but it's like I have to. It has to happen. Exactly. But I think I love Nigeria. Don't attack me. Okay, I love my father's land. But I think here is just very calm. Like even in a city like Accra, a city like Accra, compared to Lagos. Lagos is like Accra. I would say is the New York City of Ghana. You know what I'm saying? It's like the metropolitan of Ghana. But if you compare it to Lagos, Lagos is very rowdy, like fast-paced, like everybody's on the move, everybody is hustling, everyone is doing this. Like here on a Sunday, it's very chill. There are no chill days. So I think that, and also like it's clean. It's very clean. Yeah, it's very clean. It's very, very clean. So that's something like I noticed, at least with the parts that I've seen. It's very clean. People are respectful. Respect your boundaries majority of the time, and it's beautiful.
Great. I'm great. All of the things you had to say about Ghana are positive. So if you do get the chance to come back to Ghana to do something else, what would it be and why?
To do something else, maybe to just relax some more. I mean, I actually extended my stay because I was supposed to leave on the 1st, and I was like, okay, no, there's no way I can come here and then just like be at the studio the whole time. So it's like I wanted to explore, so I probably want to go out to like different places. People are talking about like Jamestown. There's like a tour in the hotel I'm staying at. There's like a tour I could take, so I would like to experience things like that. Okay,
so you've not been to a lot of tourist sites.
The place I've been like Tema. I went for Stoneboy's pop-up concert with Monte Carlo. So I went for that. I would say that's the furthest I've gone.
Okay, and I think last night you were BB&C.
Oh yes.
I'm glad you left Ghana and the places in Ghana. So, you know, I'm sure if you speak to a lot of people, they'll tell you there are some low-key places. Let me just tell you this. There are some low-key places that are really, really nice. When you speak to the normal people, they'll tell you the high places. But then there are some low-key places that are really cool right here in Ghana. So let's just get into your life. I'm sure lots of people are itching. Like, okay, we know she's official choreographer for. She was the official choreographer for Afro Nation Ghana and all of that. But who is she? To tell us, who is Izzy Odigie?
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Nigeria. Both my parents are from Edo State, so we're Benin, and grew up. At the age of 3, moved back to Nigeria to grow up with my dad. Went to boarding school. Been dancing for a very long time. You know, started off with hip hop. When I came back to the States, I did a little bit of jazz, ballet, modern. Even did a little bit of voguing, stiletto choreography, etc., etc. And then went to college, and that's when I fell in love with African dance styles and fallen back in love with African music, because growing up in boarding school, it was like, what's the Western world doing? Like, you're listening to your Nellies.
And that was in Nigeria.
Yeah, yeah, you're listening to, like, you know, Nelly, Shakira, Beyonce, and then, you know, P Square was there, and Two Face, Plantation Boys, and all those people, but they were just like, oh, you know, they're just here. What's happening over there? You know, so I think, like, going to America, you kind of have like nostalgia. You miss home a lot, so you want to connect. You want to connect a lot to back home. So the best way you can connect is through music. And as a dancer, the way I can experience music is through dance. So combining both just opened the world up for me after that.
So would you say that your life has been dance from day one?
Dance is life.
Dance is actually life. So would you say your life has been dance from day one? Because I hear you mention you've done jazz dance, modern dance, all of these types of dance.
Yeah.
So would you say it has been your life from day one?
I would say, like, dance has definitely been like a social tool of mine. So like, you know, being 3 years old, going to Nigeria, and then going straight into boarding school when I was like at the age of 4, about to turn 5, and then leaving that at the age of 11 to go back to Maryland. You know, going into high school, middle school, because they had to take me back because I was too young to go into high school. So the best way people could get to know me, and for me to get to know people, was through dance. So I would join like dance teams, like Palms. I would take like dance classes, because in that element, I felt like people could relate to me more, because I'm not really sociable. Like, if you don't know me, you might just be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna walk up to her. You know, so I feel like when people see me dance or see me happy, like if I'm in my element, they feel more comfortable to come up to me and, you know, forge like true friendships, you know. So with that, I was able to navigate these different places I found myself in, because I'm someone who, like, I like to get out of my comfort zone. Like, after spending like 7-8 years in Maryland, when it was time for college, I didn't even tell anybody. I applied for school in New York, picked up my bags and left.
Amazing.
Like, just like that. So it's like I'm putting myself in a different environment every time to see how I can adapt. And, you know, the best way I can adapt is through dance, because that's the way people are able to connect with me. So dance has definitely been in my life since the beginning, even though I didn't see it as a career path at first. I wanted to be an actress. And then Afrobeat just found its way to me.
I'm glad you mentioned Afrobeat found its way to you. You know, there's a thing about knowing where your passion lies and knowing what is for you. So dance is broad. Aside knowing that Afrobeats was your passion, how did you know it was a career path for you? How were you sure?
Okay, so when I was in college, so sophomore year is when this all started. So I was part of a hip hop team in college, and they decided to do like diversity week, where all the cultural groups would like teach each other like their style of dance. So when the ASA, African Student Association, taught their piece, it was to Skelewu. And so I was doing the piece, and the president looked at me. She's like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Nigeria." She's like, "Oh, you dance? Like, you know, do you want to do a dance team next year?" So I was like, okay, whatever, let's just do it, you know. So over the summer, it was just, I would do like competitions here, like Scales had the Shake Body competition, so I did that for fun. I actually entered that by mistake. So I did that for fun. When we came back to school, we started the team. I held the auditions, got the dancers. We started performing on campus. People were reacting. But then I was like, okay, let's go off campus, because these people, like, they're African American, so they don't really know what the dance is supposed to look like. And for me, I'm not quite sure what the dance is supposed to look like, because there are no like African dance schools in America. Or like, you know, the street styles come from countries in Africa. We're not in Africa. So let's just go in front of Africans and perform and see how they react. So when we did that, people were reacting. People started hiring us like for graduation parties and, you know, cultural Edo convention, Igbo convention, all these different things. So I was just like, okay, there's something here. There's a demand. This was during the time when like African music wasn't even like on the radio. I would say the only song that they played was like Oliver Twist by the Banj and maybe like Ashawo by Flavor. But that was it, you know. So it's just like trying to pitch like, yo, I see something here when there's absolutely no way to prove that this would happen. So it was just, I don't know, it just made sense. Like for some reason it just clicked.
I really want to know how you were able to get the confidence to enter a field where, as you said, it wasn't really popular at the time.
I'm like, I tell this to dancers a lot, right? My goal, like when I was in the hip hop industry, it felt like I was a tiny fish in a big river. You feel what I'm saying? With Afro, because like there was nothing in America for Afro. Like there were dance teams, there were like ASA dance teams, but they were focused more on Coupa de Calais because there were a lot of Cameroonian people in Maryland. So, but the Afrobeat scene just wasn't there. So for me, it was like, yo, a whole world. I can create whatever rules I want. I can do whatever
so
I want.
Freedom of creating.
Yeah, it's like we can do whatever we want, and it's like we're in college at that time, so we'll do gigs where they'll give us like $100 here, which wasn't a lot, but it was like, yo, you're getting $100 to just come and, you know, vibe, have fun, dance, like, and you have like older women to like younger kids, like, yo, that's fire. So for me, it was just like, it's our own playground. And we are the next generation, basically. Well, not basically. Yes. We are the next generation. So it's like we have the capability to create anything we want. So I think with that, it felt like with hip hop, I was too tiny. With Afro, it's like, yo, I can create within this space and make an impact. And that's what I feel pushed me to go for it.
How easy is it to teach yourself Afro dance?
It's not easy. It's not easy. And especially like, okay, for example, when I first started the team in college, I didn't perform for like the first 5 times, like first 5 performances. And to them, they thought like, oh, Izzy, why are you acting stush? You know, you don't want to dance with us? Like, and I'm just like, no, I felt so like, how do I say it? I felt scared that if I would dance, someone would see me and be like, oh no, she's faking it. She's a fraud. You know, who does this girl think she? Because like a lot of people even looking at me would be like, oh, you're not, I don't look African, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying? And people have said that. Like people have said that to me, like, oh, you're not really African. So it's like, for me, it's like I wanted to get it as authentic as possible because I no longer live in Nigeria. I can't be like there getting the dance moves as fast as they come out. So it's like I have to rely on social media. And then after social media, it's like, oh, okay, I'm tired of watching videos. Like, let me go to these different places. So like I go on tour. Then when I travel to Nigeria, I collaborate with dancers out there. If I come to Ghana, well, now that I'm in Ghana, I'm going to collaborate with dancers out here. Hopefully I get to go to South Africa because I'm someone, I want to learn everything. Like all different styles, not just sticking to Nigeria because I'm Nigerian. Or not just sticking to street styles, like even going into traditional styles. Because I feel like, you know, music isn't just like one way. Like there's so many different sounds, even in Nigeria alone. Even in Edo City, Lagos alone, there are different sounds. So I want to be able to interpret as many sounds as possible. So it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not as easy as people would think. Yeah, it's not as easy.
But through collaboration, it makes it possible, and social media. So following your journey, I realized that's through YouTube videos, right? I realized that there was a point where you had to cancel your second class to grow your social media to 10K. Now I have a lot of questions. I want like backstory to all of this. that's how you're able to find the confidence to say, oh, I'm going out there, I'm putting myself out there, and I believe by doing that I'm going to grow my followers to 10K. Like, how you were able to think of that, let us know. Some of us need all of the juice.
So that, wow, you did your research. Okay. No, so the very first like professional teaching class, so I did with Soka and Sweat. So like that's like the company that promotes my classes in New York. So with the first class, it was something new, like, oh, Afro beats with Izzy Odigie. They've seen me perform live, because before I used to do like live performances. So now it's like teaching was different. So that one, the first class, like during that time, I saw that class was like 25 people. Sold that thing out so fast. I still had a lot to learn. Like even my first class, I mistakenly ended the class 30 minutes early. You feel what I'm saying? So the next class, it was like hard to sell. Like we did not sell tickets at all. So for me, one thing I realized is that what I had to do before I can get like not a cult following, but like my regulars, each class I have to be able to promote to new people. I can't expect my friends to be paying for tickets every class. Like that's not fair on our friendship, and that's not fair like on them. You know what I'm saying? So each class I need to be able to get that flyer in front of new people each time, to the point where it's like, let's say after 40 classes, I have a regular of, let's say like 50 people that attend my classes. So with the first class, I was like, okay, that one, because it was new. The second class, I need to get more people that follow me and be like, oh, okay, what is she doing? She's teaching, let's go. You know, so when I told him that, I was just like, yo, just give me time, give me the winter, let me just create some more, get some new followers, build it up to 10K, and then we can get more people for next year. I won't say like there was anything that said like, oh, this is what you have to do, but it just felt like that was what I had to do. Like,
and what did you do?
I just created more videos. I think that winter was when I did a song to Olatunji Oye that went viral. I think on YouTube and Facebook, I'm not quite sure. And then I did No Kissing by Patarankin, and he reposted that. So like once he reposted, different pages were reposting, so a lot of eyes were on me. So it was just like doing that, like doing challenges, catching songs. Like this was before like a lot of Afro dancers were like hip to like streaming, because it's like every day I would go into YouTube and the first song would be like the new song out in Nigeria. So I would just be like, okay, we got to do it, we got to catch this, we got to catch this. Like every week I was like dropping a video, being extremely consistent, and then hoping that, you know, because at that time dance pages, they weren't really like messing with me. I guess my aesthetic wasn't what they wanted. So I was like, okay, I want to create videos that the artist will repost. So like Correde Bello reposted the Do Like That. Patarankin reposted the No Kissing. I think Olatunji also reposted Oh Yeah. And yeah, so that was just kind of like my formula. Just get more people to the page as much as possible.
So you had no lay down, like plan, do this and do that and do this. The inspiration just came and then you created.
I think like if like, because a lot of dancers ask like, oh, what are you supposed to? I'm like, just study like what's happening. Like for a while, like I would send videos to dance pages and they would send me this emoji, right? And I said, you know, and that's it. They won't repost anything. So I was just like, okay, so the videos they are posting, what is it about these videos that I'm not doing? But like, let me combine it with what I want to do without compromising myself.
Because these are gems, guys.
You know, without compromising myself, because I do want to be different. Like I think that's what has been working for me a lot, is because what I create, the content I create, is a little bit different than what my peers are doing. Not saying better, I'm just saying different. You feel me? So but it's like, okay, studying like how like the videos are like high quality, that even when you zoom in, because they like that square look, that you know, people want to feel like they're inside the video. You know, like sometimes you don't even have to do like high quality cameras. You can do a cell phone and just have good lighting, and people would be like, oh my god, this looks so fun. Because even Eggplant, that was shot on a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? And that was just like, you know, so it's just like learning different things and just experimenting a lot. Sometimes people don't know what they want until you show them. So it's just, and patience, and believing in yourself.
Okay. It's funny, your Izzy means patience as well, or Odigie. Which one of them?
Izzy Odigie means patience.
Patience, great. That's one thing I have to learn, so I'm glad I've heard it from you today. Anyway, so following your journey again, I realized that there was a point where you called on the school to hire you as a tutor, as a dance tutor. I don't know how easy it was for you as at that time. How easy was it?
It was a bit easy because my the hip hop team I was on, the captain was already teaching classes during that time, so he was just able to like recommend me to the lady who hires instructors. But getting a good day was the hardest part because the roster is full. Like you have like Zumba, yoga, hip hop, and then there's some instructors that are so popular that they have like 2 or 3 times a week. So I got like Saturday morning at like 11 to like 1, and you know that's when people are like hungover from like partying the night before. So it's really hard to like even pack the classes. I would say like the most people I had in that class was like five people, and I was just like, you know, this is not for me. Yeah.
Okay, so that's how that went down. So the dream died at that point.
And then Soak and Sweat came.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Soak and Sweat about?
So Soak and Sweat is this company by my friend Cody. So basically, it's like a company that just brings out. At first, they started off with soca instructors, like you know, they're just pushing like fitness and wellness.
Okay.
Through dance. So he started off with soca, but then for some reason he just found like my page online. And he was just like, oh, let me just reach out to her and see what she's about. So I was like the first like Afro dance instructor to be used for that. So we end up building to the point where I became like a staple for his company. But now I'm, you know, stepping back. But he has like instructors coming in from different countries, local instructors. You know, we travel. My first tour, the Eggplant Tour, I did in collaboration with.
Okay, amazing. So Izzy Odigie, you hold a degree in psychology. You had you hold a degree in psychology. You had the dream. You once had a dream to be a Hollywood actress, and you are a dancer now. Is there any point in your career where you're going to merge the two? Okay, first let's start off with acting and dancing.
I think like, you know, because with me I like concept videos a lot, so I think like the better I get, like as I continue to grow, the more elaborate the concepts can become, so I can implement acting into it. And you know, obviously with dance, like that's just opening the door to multiple possibilities. So who knows, maybe Nollywood or even Hollywood director may see me and be like, wow, you know, come star in this movie, or like,
so
you know,
still holding on to passion to
of course I'm open to anything. I'm open to anything. So I just want to create, like I just love creating. So but dance is the main
thing for you.
Yeah, the main outlet, but I love creating, so I'm open to anything.
I you know, I didn't look into this very well, but then I realized you made a post pertaining to Empire.
Oh yes. So basically, it was an episode of Empire that they wanted to highlight African influence in a way. So Tiana, which is one of the characters on Empire, had like a Afro-inspired song. So the main choreographer, Jamaica Craft, she works with the Empire organization. So they said, okay, you know, go out and look for like Afro choreographers, etc. So she reached out to me. We'd been talking for a while about like gigs, but you know, nothing would really happen. So when this Empire thing came out, she's like, yo, what are you doing 2 days from now? And I'm like, oh, I'm free. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna send you a song, choreograph to this. We're gonna fly you out to Chicago. It's for Empire. And I'm just like, okay, let's do it. So it was me and Amari Monster. So I got like first half of the song and she got the second half of the song, and we're able to like create, merge it, and then that's what it was.
How does it make you feel having people just call you up to say, oh, there's this opportunity and I think you're perfect for it?
I feel blessed, honestly, because like one thing I realized is like there's so many people that I don't know about, like that I don't know personally, that have my best interest. And like people would just randomly hit me up, be like there are gigs where it's like I would meet the person who hires me and they'd be like, oh, you know who told me about you, right? And I'm like, who? They're like, oh, my wife, or my wife's cousin, or like they'll be like, it would just be some random person's like, oh yeah, there's this magazine, they're looking for so and so, I told them about you. Or like even down to like people within the industry that I've been able to work with, like OK Africa, for example, like just doing like a feature with them or tutorials with them. Other people from like South Africa or from Kenya or these different places are able to see me. So I think I feel extremely blessed. You know, sometimes it doesn't sink in as much. Even like sometimes my mom is like, I don't think you know how big you are. And I'm just like, I'm just doing what I want to. I'm literally just living my life, and people are just like, okay, here's an opportunity here. So
you know, sometimes African parents get, you know, picky when it comes to the career path for the awards. They want you to be a doctor, engineer, all of those paths. So how did your parents accept you wanting to be a dancer?
I would say luckily for me, I was in college while I was also chasing the dance career, or laying down the foundation for that. Okay. So by the time I graduated, I already had something to show for it. So it was like, okay, I have this degree. Just give me a couple years. Let me go and figure so and so out. So by the time I graduated, my mom was already hearing stories from her friends. Like, oh my God, I saw you this, I do this. Oh, you this, I performed here. So I think, you know, I still have to give my parents updates. Like, talk to my dad, okay, what's the plan for this year? Okay, you got this gig, but are they paying you? How much are they paying you? Are you saving? Like, all these different things. But I would say my mom is like the socialite type person. So she's like, oh, you got to meet so and so. Okay, you've made it, you don't blow, all that good stuff. But then my dad is like the more like practical one, like, okay, all of this is cute. But like, how much are you making? Are you saving? All these different things. So I think they support in their own way, where it's like, okay, they check in, but they know that, you know, I'm equipped to do this. So, yeah.
So what are we using the psychology degree for?
People now, you know, because you know, there are a lot of this is something I say. There are a lot of people who can dance, right? That have the raw talent that can dance, but there are only a few people who can teach.
Okay.
Yeah, because like being someone that can do all these different things and all this is one thing, but then if I tell you, break this down into counts, or break this down and teach this to someone who has never heard this music before or never seen this dance style before, even if they don't get it perfectly, give them an experience where they can now go home and learn it. There are a lot of people who can't do that. So there are a lot of people who can't connect with people within an hour and 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I would say the psychology aspect is just like the relationships I'm able to build with people. Like in a short period of time, make you feel comfortable, you know, and go from there.
I think that's the most amazing way to, like, merging what you study in school together with your passion. That's simply amazing. Yes. Take us through a day in your life.
So a regular day, like I have a lot of lazy days. So that just consists of like waking up at like probably like 12, eating, watching TV, sleeping again, listening to music. But a regular working day, let's say Afro Nation, for example, wake up at like, let's say rehearsal start at 12. So wake up around like, let's say 9, go get breakfast, rehearse a little bit before the dancers come. Then I would have rehearsal. We had rehearsal from, let's say, like, because people came late, they always come late, from let's say like 2, and then we won't leave out until like 10, 11. Then I would go maybe out to get wache, or like,
wait, wache, right?
yeah you know, just try different small things that, you know, don't take me too far out. And then I'll go to sleep around like, let's say 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and then start the same thing over again.
Okay, so if not, that's for you as a choreographer or a dance tutor. How about you as a dancer?
Basically it's the same thing. You wake up early, you go to rehearsals go from 6 to 8 hours. Then you hop right back on the train and go back home.
Okay, amazing. Now, so many people have had unexpected circumstances, like situations meet them, you know, by following their passion. What would you say is the most unexpected? It could be good, it could be bad, but the most unexpected thing following your career path?
I would say going to Japan. So I was able to go on tour this year in Japan. I just asked. I was just like, yeah, when a girl attended my class about like 2 years ago, and she's a host out there in Japan. So when the Killing Them thing happened, I just decided like, hey, is it possible? It makes sense for me to do this in Asia. And she was just like, let me see what I can do, and it just happened like that.
Right. So anything you want to put out there for people to know about you?
Well, yes. So my brothers and I, we have a movement called Third World, Third World Forever. Obviously, Nigeria being a third world nation, and we come from that. We're a product of that. We're just, you know, showing our pride and ownership of where we come from. So we have like our crew necks and our T-shirt line. It's Third World Tribe on Instagram, and thirdworldtribe.com on internet's website. So yeah, so definitely support if you can, or you know, share like you guys normally do, like, share, comment, and all that good stuff.
If you had the chance to change the dance industry in your home country, what would it be about?
I would say just more independence for the dancers, like separate from the artist. Instead of waiting for the artist to, you know, give you the cosign, just having more avenues where dancers can just build their brands based off of just their talent.
Okay. Do you think you would be as big as you are? I think you're big. If you would be as big as you are if you nurtured your talent in Nigeria?
I don't know.
There was a point where you nurtured it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But do you think if you were in Nigeria full time?
I don't know. That's something I obviously can't speak about. I don't know. I think what works for me is a combination of a lot of different things.
Okay.
Like the fact that, okay, I was raised in Nigeria, but then I also am American also. And then being in that space and being able to create where there was nothing. I think there are a lot of factors that play into why I'm at the level that I'm at. So I wouldn't say that, oh, maybe I wouldn't be as big or I would be even bigger if I was in Nigeria, because there's way too many factors that play into, you know, why certain people are in certain places.
Right. Izzy has been amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You've been extremely great. And for that, I have a little gift for you.
Oh, okay. Can I open it?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Actually, she's a brand here in Ghana. They make stuff with coconut nuts.
Oh.
We have something for you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Let's take it to the max. A reminder to contact.
Yes. Oh, this is fire. Oh, this is your logo?
Yeah.
That's fire. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So, guys, we've had Izzy Odigie, right?
Izzy
Odigie on the show, popularly known as Izzy Odigie. You can find her on Instagram, and please follow her on Instagram. I don't know what you're doing on Instagram if you're not following Izzy Odigie. Follow her on Instagram. Check out her videos. She's simply amazing.
Thank you.
It's been great bringing this video your way. If you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Subscribe. Thank you.